sometimes there's like I don't know, a hesitance, like to feel like you have to clip, but most of them, I don't think I have one that I've done that I was like, oh, I don't want to clip anything. It's either I don't have time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But let me go grab a charger for this guy.
Cool.
And then we should be ready to roll. It's already recording. I sent you a
Sweet.
photo. Yeah. You need to use the restroom or anything?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, let me walk this. I'm about to steal some iPhone chargers from people. So there's like these are like, people own these lofts here.
Yeah. I haven't ever like been this close to over here.
Yeah, because I didn't even know what the hell it was. Like when I came here, I was like, what is this stuff? Bathroom right there. Like, this is cool. Yeah, man, it's like, it's a cool place. I like it. I'll work. Yeah, I'm the only one who's here every day.
Yeah.
I just come here and like hang out. Just be here. Man, that's not, no, it's not bad at all.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the, you know high bar coffee? High bar coffee? High bar coffee, I think. You say silver coffee. Is it like, it's like a local.
Yeah. I don't
It's like a local roastery. The guy who does that, his office is here too. He also is a lawyer. So,
Interesting.
very cool. Yeah. So there's, I don't know, there's 4 or 5 different businesses that are here in this compound. There you are. I knew you were somewhere. But yeah, it's there's a realtor, 2 realtors that work here, and it's all fucking Christ, dude. Got the right cable, or the right connector, wrong cable. But they're all like friends, like they've all known each other for years and years, I guess. Just a moment.
recorder.
Yeah, I was using like my, I used to have, what's it called? Yeah, like interface.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
The 2-channel and whatever. And I used that for a while. But it just was like, I don't know. It wasn't good for podcasting, really, honestly.
So a little bit.
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know why I'm, but it was just easier to like maneuver. Cause I don't know, I always worry about recording. I was worried about recording on the computer, and then what if it like? I like having a dedicated recorder for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know, I was doing like, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing stuff where I was like routing it through into the computer, while at the same time recording audio into it. I had the video going into it too, through like OBS or whatever.
Yes.
And it was just too much. It was, I don't know. It was too much on my laptop. So, okay. I'm gonna leave that open. It's not. So what do you do during or do you just do, oh, you teach, don't you?
Yeah, a little. My main thing is like DJing, like weddings.
Okay.
But right now, I don't have a single wedding gig in January, so, and I've got one in February, and then like maybe 2 gigs in March. Like it'll pick up later, but
When it warms up, yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, during the week I teach, drums and piano.
Okay.
And then we've been picking up with the studio. Maybe JT was told you about that stuff, maybe.
We talked for a little bit, but I think he was.
He's going to part-time at Guitar Center, so he can do
wow.
more at the studio,
It's a light. It's fine.
Oop.
I'll move it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he's stoked.
It's how did y'all get to know each other? Did y'all go to school together?
Yeah, we went to high school together.
Okay.
At Tate's Creek.
Got it. I'm gonna leave it.
That's where Lee went to.
That's right. Yeah.
So.
Did I see you at one of his shows?
I've been to a couple of them. I saw him at Pivot a long time ago. I saw him at Blue Stallion a long time ago. I saw him at the Fish Tank, but maybe it was Best Friend Bar back then. It might have been Fish. No, I think it was BFB at that point. So
let's see. We are rolling. I'm always paranoid
yeah. It's like if the band comes in and does the perfect take and you're like, I didn't get it.
Yeah. All right. First, let's see here. Hold on a second. I gotta fuck with these lights.
Cool.
Welcome. God damn it. Dude, I knew we were gonna have some clipped material. I'm just gonna hold it like this, like a
lightsaber.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. We'll smish it.
Yeah. It's now smooshed.
Let's try that again. Actually, no. Let's go with it. Drew. Okay. I want to say your last name, and I always feel like I'm saying it wrong. But then I hear other people say it, and I'm like, I think they're saying it wrong.
So it is Drew Charron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Sharon, like SHA.
Yes.
R.
Yeah, spelled differently. Sharon Osbourne. I don't know.
I had a Sharon in my family, I think. I may have seen her at Christmas. I don't remember. Oh, okay, Sharon. I thought it was Sharon. But
if you go back enough into an old French name, like, yeah.
So was that the original pronunciation in like where everyone...
You got to really give it some like Sharon. Yeah. In the native tongue.
When I read it, I was like, this feels French, kind of.
It is.
And
yeah,
then, but I heard somebody say it. I think I heard someone announce it. I was probably at one of your shows. So, yeah, I think most of the people who listen to my podcast are comedy people. So, background. Drew is a really good drummer. And tell us a little about yourself, Drew.
Well, I've been a musician over 20 years now.
How old are you?
32.
32? All
32.
Right.
Started when I was like, about 12, I guess.
Did you start with drums first or piano?
Started with drums as a percussionist in the middle school band.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you learned like paradiddles and shit?
Oh, yeah. That's my jam.
Is a paradiddle... I feel like all the drum terms are just onomatopoeia almost.
Some of them. Flam.
What's flam? Flam!
Yeah. A flam is when you do close to a double stop, but your hands are split apart just a little bit, so one hits a tiny bit before the other.
But it's still like...
That's what I tell my drum students. I say, hey, have you ever played Mario? You know what Yoshi does? He goes,
Uh-huh.
It's that.
It's like it's like almost a slap back, like an echo of the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like doing that. It's cool.
Flams.
So you started with drums, and then... So did you said marching band or concert or both?
It was like a concert band, but in middle school, you'd have concert band. Yeah. I did indoor drumline in high school. I didn't do marching band, but
okay.
Yeah.
What were you on snare?
I was on drum set for that.
Set.
Yeah.
What about were you ever like, don't they have it where you just do like one drum or like,
yes.
I know there's like one guy that has 4 drums.
Yep. Snare drum.
Uh-huh.
Tenors or quads.
Is that what the 4s are?
Yeah. And then you can also, some people maybe have 5. You can have quints.
Okay.
And then there's the marching bass drums, which have different sizes.
The big
marching cymbals. Yeah.
I always kind of didn't know why the like I felt like somebody else could have picked up the slack on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just one of those things. It looks pretty cool when you have a line of them, and there's some really neat techniques you can do to get some different stuff going.
I bet people get like I bet people that are on cymbals get pretty hyped up about it too.
They do.
I bet they get.
Do.
I bet they're like. They're kind of like. Are they kind of like hype men because they can move around?
Yes,
and stuff?
If you watch like the WGI or
what's WGI?
Drum Corps.
Okay,
it's one of the Winter Guard International. I think it is.
Okay,
it's like one of the higher up levels of competition for marching drums and stuff. The cymbal players
are sick.
They're partly hype men too. Yeah. Because you're putting on a visual show too.
Yeah.
More than just, it's music, but it's also visual. So,
don't some of those? A guy I used to work with, a buddy of mine. His son was in like a drum and it was like bugles and like or trumpet and drums only. Did you ever? I don't know what that's called. I don't know if I'm. It was like a drum line, but they also had trumpets.
Yeah.
But I think he played drums.
Right on.
But. He sent me. I listened to one of the recordings of one of their performances one time, and it was crazy. Like they were so good.
Yeah,
it was so much more complicated than anything that I normally listen to. I mean, and I listen to like, I don't know, oddball stuff. I think you do too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple oddball things.
I really liked. I'm trying to think when it was this fall. No, I missed the release show.
Back at the Burl like a year ago.
Wait, no, I was.
Well,
at
no,
that one.
I'm sorry.
I've seen you twice there.
Okay.
Because didn't you have an EP? What did you release last year? Because you released like
So it was an
things.
album, but it got pushed back because of COVID.
Okay.
So like I released that album October of 2020, and I didn't get to perform it until 2021.
And that's where I saw you at the Burl.
Believe so.
Yeah. Okay. And then this year at the Burl, I saw you again.
Yeah.
And that was your latest album. No, that
no, because that one's coming up.
Yeah, that's right. Because it got rescheduled. When is it? It's coming.
It's coming up January 20th.
January 20th
At the Green Lantern.
What day is that?
It's a Friday.
I should be there.
Yeah. It got rescheduled, which because of the weather that we had a little while back.
That's right. It was on the 23rd.
Yeah, and now it's on January 20th.
Okay.
So I'm really
pumped.
Yeah, like really stoked. I'll be doing 5 songs from the new album. Kill a Kaiju will be opening up. I'll have Anagram Media doing some lasers.
Heck yeah.
So
are they the ones who did the lasers at the Burl?
Yeah.
They're so cool.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I was definitely stoned at both of those shows.
As you should be.
But I think the latest one, I don't remember. I may have taken some mushrooms or something because I was really enjoying the lasers.
Yeah.
But do like when you do that with one of the visual teams, do you just send them the music beforehand and they sort of listen to it, or is it all just on the fly with them?
With Anagram, who is run by Chris Wheeler, he's a buddy of mine, and I think I sent him from the first show I had him do lasers at. Uh-huh. I sent him, the songs that I was going to do.
Yeah.
And he listened to them, I guess, a little bit. But for the most part, it's pretty much on the fly, and he's heard my music enough now. He kind of knows.
He gets the vibe.
And he's a musician, too, himself. Yeah. And he knows, like, when to feel the changes and everything.
Okay.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it really was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun to be there. That's like one thing, I don't know, I've been wanting to start doing something new where, because I know you write, I'm assuming you write the majority of everything that's on the record.
Yeah. Yeah, I write it all.
Even like down to the most minute details.
There's a few times when if I have a different musician coming in playing a part that I'm not playing, for example, like a pedal steel part or a flute part, there's a few times where I'll write it out and give it to them and they'll play that and it's kind of note for note. And there's other times when I'll just be like, hey, see what you can do here. And then maybe we kind of just
figure out.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There are certain times when improvising is definitely a better option, and those musicians are good enough to where, like, not only good, they're great. So, they can take it and do something that I wouldn't have even really thought of.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
So it's like session guys
almost all the musicians are local musicians.
Oh, that's cool.
Friends of mine.
Hell yeah. It sounds great.
Thank you.
I really like the if you like music, check it. It'll be everywhere.
It's
right?
everywhere.
Wayne, what's the name of the album?
It's called Archives. Came out December 16th. You can get it on Spotify, YouTube,
everywhere.
Apple, Amazon, all the stuff.
You heard it.
Yep.
Archives. Drew Charron. Everywhere. Now on Spotify too. I don't know what I said. So but other than certain parts, it's all, and even some of the, at least the instrumentation is, a lot of it's written by you.
Yeah, I mean, everything comes from me, and it's like if I wanted a guitar here, I'm not a guitar player myself, so I'll hire it out.
If you ever need any like stupid shit kicker riff, let me know, man.
Right on.
All I do is sit at home and write stupid
Shit
kicker riffs. Just my neighbors probably hate me. But yeah, I really did enjoy live, and then what I've listened to too as well. I really like the synth stuff that you add to it.
Yeah, thank you.
It really, I don't know. I mean, it's synth stuff, so it's made to fill up so much space like that. But it's very creative, and I mean, okay, let's cut this bullshit here. I know that sometimes when you're at a show, you're like, oh, I know what's about to happen, even though I've never seen this band. They're predictable. There's a lot of, and I'm not saying anything about myself. But I'm saying it's a compliment to you, as like someone who writes interesting music.
Thank you.
I couldn't guess, like especially live. I was like, fuck, like I didn't see that coming.
Thank you. That means a lot. Yeah,
and I love shit like that. And like it doesn't, like your music doesn't necessarily repeat itself either. It's proggy. It's like almost like a journey. Like it's very, I wouldn't say linear, but kind of it's going somewhere.
There's sometimes a verse and a chorus type thing, but and a lot of times you won't really have the same thing happen twice. It just just flows.
Yeah. I like stuff like that. So, but sometimes you see, in your own local scene, sometimes it's like, it's not always the most interesting thing to listen to. For me, it can, a lot of things, but yours, your music was like very refreshing. And
Thank you.
Yeah, and I knew when I saw you playing drums at Fat Man, I can't remember who you were playing with.
That was with JT Word.
JT Word, yes, he was so nice.
Yeah, he just put an album out of studio. A little while back. But
awesome.
yeah,
Did you play on it?
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
yeah. I knew when I saw you play, I was like, dude, this guy fucking play, dude.
Thanks, thank you.
But yeah, I've always wished I could play drums. And I kind of can probably, and if I practiced, I could probably get by. But it's not. I don't know. I get lost in it.
Yeah.
And I'm just. But then I'm like, oh, everyone's following me.
As any type of musician, any musician should have rhythm, right? I mean.
Yeah.
So, whether you can do that rhythm with one hand, two hands, or all four limbs is maybe a little bit of a different story.
Yeah.
But as a guitar player, if you're keeping that rhythm on your fretboard or whatever you want to, you should also be able to translate that to just like a drum or something.
I can get by, but like if it's, anything past like beginner, and I'm just like, oh, I fall, because I don't have any sort of bass line for drumming at all. But I'm sure it's repetition and stuff. I did take one drum class in college.
Really? What college?
University of North Alabama.
Okay.
Shout out. Fuck off, Florence. No, I'm joking. It's just I'm from down there. I'm from Tennessee.
It's cool. They had a drum class.
Well, I mean, they had like a whole marching band and all that stuff. So they had, I had quite a few friends that were in their band there, their university band. But I did take one drum class, and I couldn't. He would show us how to do something. It was all about like the right and left and like back and forth. And I know it was to build strength in both hands. I know I get it. But it was also way easier to just do it with this hand instead of going and just go like that. And so he had to he was like, you can't, that you're not doing it right. I was like, but it sounds the same. He's like, that's not the point. I was like, okay. But I got through. I think I got a D, but it was probably because
for drums.
D, that's right. That's actually the best grade you could get. Yeah. You don't want an A. But it was fine. I think I got a D because I didn't go a lot. We would just skip class and go get chili cheese burritos. which is not even on the menu at Taco Bell anymore. There's no chili cheese burrito.
I do the...
What do you do?
Cheesy gordita crunches. Yeah, those are good.
Cheesy gordita crunch.
Yep.
I ate at Thoroughbred Cafe today. You ever been there? On Leestown Road?
I guess I know where it's at, but I haven't eaten there.
So good.
Yeah.
We should go sometime for lunch. But I ate there. It's pretty. It's intense. It's a lot of calories. I'll just say that. But it's like meat and three type. You know, they have specials and they have good pie and stuff. But I was like, I'm not going to eat tonight, but I'm probably going to. And I'm probably going to go to Taco Bell and get what you just said. The chicken chipotle ranch at Taco Bell is also very good.
Okay. I'll add that to the list.
Do you ever fuck with them Cinnabon things?
I have not.
You don't need to. They're bad. They're bad. You also don't look like you fuck with them either.
I mean, I'll hit up Taco Bell. When I'm on the road a little bit, you got to hit up something, and
yeah, it's hard not to.
Taco Bell's usually open later, so
they're open so too. I went to the Taco Bell really close to my house on Harrodsburg Road here in Lexington for. Anyway, I'm not going to give Lexington geography, but it was 11:30 p.m. and I pulled up, and they're like, "We're closed." I was like, "No, you're not." They're like, "We're closed," and I was like, "Google says you're open till 2, bitch."
and it's right. You're wrong.
And the guy was like, "Sir, we are having an internal difficulty or something. Unfortunately, we had to close early today," and I was like. That doesn't make any sense. The person in front of me, I heard you take their order, and it was just so weird. And then
it's like I know you've got an extra soft taco in there.
Yeah,
just give it to me.
Yeah, just I know you've got.
Take my money.
I know you got extra cinnamon twists made because you guys make those in advance, and they're in a warmer. You know, I know. We know the operation. Stop fucking with me, but he didn't let me through. I was denied my Taco Bell.
Denied.
It's either that. After a late night, I like to do Taco Bell. You're right on the road because you know it's there. In town, though, Cookout probably. Because like sometimes on the way home after a comedy show, I want to die. And they have a lot of shootings there. So I just...
just hang out and hope you get shot?
You know, yeah. So, I mean, I do... Like, I don't want to, you know... If you die in a this is very insensitive. If you die in a shootout, you're a hero. And you know, but it's a little more dramatic. You know, no one will know that I was thinking about it anyway.
Yeah,
I'm joking, but kind of not. So I go to Cookout or Sonic.
Oh yeah, Sonic's good.
Sonic's,
and they're right there. If
right across the road.
If you don't want one, you go to the other. If one's no good, you go to the other.
It'd be so cool if Sonic sponsored my podcast. You remember those two guys?
Oh yeah, in the commercials.
What happened to those guys? People hated them. I loved them.
I thought they were great.
They were stand-ups.
There was a couple of those little bits that
were
you're laughing out loud.
Classic,
Like that's
dude.
great.
Yeah, I heard somebody talking about them and said that a lot of it is like they're just improv or whatever.
I'm sure. Yeah,
it's fun.
You know, you sit in the car and action to see what you come up with.
Yeah. Sorry,
must be a good gig.
Yeah, I'm sure, dude.
But they need to get brought back. You know.
Yeah, if Sonic.
Listen, Sonic.
I call out like national chains all the time. I hope they hear. I get sidetracked because I'm a pothead, but I was going to ask you, like, what when you write music, how do you? Is there any method to it, or is it just? Okay, I'm feeling this now. Like, how do you do it? What's your?
There's a small method.
Okay.
As far as for me, music pretty much comes first before lyrics.
Okay.
So that's usually kind of your either going to go music first or lyrics first.
Okay.
I'm a music first kind of writer, I think. I write riffs. Mm-hmm. I just have a whole bunch of ideas, and throughout my day to day. If I come up with something in my head, if I'm just sitting there jamming on a piano or jamming on drums, if I come up with something, I'll just record it real quick on my phone.
Yeah.
And then I have, I've got, even on my phone right now, I've got a whole bunch of riffs. I'll put them on the computer and start like seeing if there's certain ideas that can go together.
Okay.
And then maybe there's going to be like, or maybe like there's a good enough riff that I can start out like the song with that, or have it be like the hook or the main focus.
Yeah.
And then you just add stuff to it, kind of just build it up with different sounds that I like. Personally, I think every artist kind of has their own palette of tones and stuff they use. Mine, like you said, it's not as much guitar driven.
Every now and then. Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah.
Every now and then you definitely need it. But for me, mostly it's, drums, synthesizer, keyboards, type stuff like Rhodes pianos and Mellotrons and stuff like that.
Yeah, you switch between, you do synth and just normal piano a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, even live, you were like fucking doing it. I was like, hell yeah. When you do it live, it's all synced up, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it's all in your ear.
So I'm playing to a click.
In your ear.
Yeah.
Okay. I've done that a couple times. It's you got to practice it. At least I did. It was hard for me.
There's no wrong way to like perform something. For me, it's the way I kind of have to do it because I'm going back and forth between drums and keyboards and stuff. So it's like if I have a drum part playing while I'm doing my keyboards live,
you gotta.
And then
have
I go
that.
back doing drums while the keyboards are going.
Yeah. It would be more of just like you doing.
I would have to have like
huge loops, and like it wouldn't be seamless like it is. Like the way you play it all, you play it as it on your record.
Pretty much. There's
I'm sure
slight differences, and I do that on purpose. But if I was to try to do it organically, I'd have to have
7 people
at least. Yeah.
But it's impressive that you can still do it and like stay focused.
Thank you.
So
one thing I'm excited about, the show at the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I've got a percussionist playing with me named Tim Wilburn.
I think I know that name. Hey, will you do this with your mic so we can see your cute face, dude? Okay.
Yeah. His name's Tim Wilburn. He used to play in Fort Theater Reunion for a second.
I've met him, I think.
So he'll be on percussion, and I've also got my buddy JT Butcher on bass guitar at the Green Lantern. So it's going to be a 3-piece outfit, which I've always kind of envisioned doing that as me on drums and keyboards, extra percussion, and then bass guitar. And then also I might be going on tour for this album, hopefully this summer, and I might just do it as a solo, just me.
Hell yeah.
And have those parts
pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to?
So I'm looking at Louisville, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, Bowling Green, Nashville.
Make a big circle.
I think what I'm going to do is just kind of do some like run up
weekends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice when Lexington's kind of get the
really
hub
is.
and you can spoke wheel it out or whatever.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's nice.
And once I'd say the first. I don't know. I drove to Austin last year to do shit. So I mean, but it's really good for weekend do 2 in a row or we're in a really good spot.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it's not major. It's not Chicago. It's not New York or L.A. But, I mean, we're close enough to Chicago. We're close enough to Atlanta. So, it's... Yeah, I really feel lucky to live here.
Yeah.
I mean, even, I like Louisville and I like Cincinnati. And I could definitely see myself living either place. But, I don't know. Lexington's a little bit quiet. And I like it to be a little. I don't know. I'm from a small town, but I love going to the bigger places and doing shit. But I don't know. I get tired of it after a little while. But
the hustle and bustle.
It's fun.
It can be a bit much if you're there all the time, I guess.
Yeah, it's fun for a little while.
It is. Yeah.
Let me check. I'll make sure that's not my freaking kids. It's my buddy Jacob. I thought it was my kid. I have my daughter. I have 2 kids. So you got any kids?
Mm-mm.
No kids. Do you want kids? Then don't have any. Yeah, if you don't want any kids, then don't get any.
Because once you have them, you got them.
Yeah, you can't put them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember when the first show of yours I went to at the Burl, I met this couple. They're, I don't know, maybe a year. I'd say they're like mid-40s maybe. And I guess they told me that you taught their son drums.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember their name escapes. We don't have to say their name anyway because it's like, HIPAA or whatever. We don't want to violate HIPAA. But I can't remember. But they were like the nicest people, and they kept buying me drinks, and like we were just talking. And
I think I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
they shall remain nameless.
Yes. I think the dad in the equation worked for a company where I used to work supplied. We were a supplier to them, and so we were talking about all that shit. We were like bonding over the trauma of the job. It's like it's not a hard job, but it's a job that requires a lot of time or whatever. So, but
good for those people that have those jobs.
Dude, I quit like last year doing all that shit, and it was so, like, I was terrified, and I still kind of am terrified sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck did you?
You got 2 kids.
I know,
you gotta put
but
food on the tables.
You're right. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't. I mean, there's something when you become a dad though that, like, I don't. Not everybody. Actually, I redact that. You should, if you become a dad, like, it just something inside of you. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter what I have to do or what I have to stop doing. I'll have to just do that to make sure that they have what they need. So, but I also, my oldest is 18 and my youngest is almost 16, and they don't, like, once she's going to college, I'm not, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
They're smart. They're not dumb. If they were dumb or helpless or, like, just I was worried that they wouldn't be okay as adults, I wouldn't have done that. I'd have been like, oh no, I don't think I can. What are they going to do? But
do you rip on your kids in your comedy or on
a little? When I first started, I did.
I know that some of my comedians I like, they'll give it to their kids pretty hard.
Yeah, I did have a bit about how I thought my kids were like, they're in like AP and like honors classes, but when I hear them speak, they're like the dumbest fucking people I've ever heard. I was like, what in the hell is wrong with you? Like, why? What did you just say? Like, they were talking one day. They were like of mice and men. It's just like, it's so fucking boring. I heard them talking, and my other dog was like, yeah, racism's fucking boring. And I was like, hey guys, what did you just say? And they're like, I mean, like, it is. Like, it's like, I mean, we get it. You know what I mean? Because to them, to their age, like, I don't even think they really can comprehend. I mean, I take that back. I don't know. I don't want to say what they can comprehend and not experience. But, like, everything's way less racist now. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's 100% way less racist.
I think
because mostly because all the racist people just slowly die because they're all our ancestors. But it was just funny to hear them say that.
Yeah.
Because they were just like, we're over it. Why are y'all still talking about it? Kind of
how it
as a kid
should be, unless it pops up again. But
I mean, I get their point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we should not talk. I don't think we should not teach and make them read that shit. Because I mean, what else are you gonna read? You got to fucking read something.
Yeah.
It was just funny to hear them say that, and like, they said racism is so racism is so boring. I was like, y'all are gonna freaking get put on Barstool or something. But I do think, like, they were like, no, it's seriously, it's easy to get an A. They said. I was like, it wasn't easy to get an A when I was a kid. Like, it was hard. Like, only really smart kids actually got A's. You couldn't fake an A unless it was in gym. That was the only one. Gym and maybe like geography.
We're too easy on these kids these days.
No, I don't say that. I mean, they lost 2 years of their childhood. You know, they like had to sit inside. So my kids go and go around, hang out with their friends all the time, and like, part of me's like, man, they shouldn't be out as much as they are. But then I'm like,
they're kids. Let them be kids.
Let them be kids. And they also didn't get to be kids for 2 years. They literally had to just be inside, and they couldn't go. I mean, they hung out in groups, but I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird looking back on all that shit now. Not that I want to like necessarily like get on that, but like, it's weird looking back. I remember back last year, beginning of 22, like, is when, what was it? The last variant that like really came, the Omicron or whatever, when it came through, and like things kind of opened back up. Like, yeah, because that's like, I think when I saw you the first time was like that fall of 21. I think that's when I saw you at the Burl. Was it?
I did a August 21, I believe.
Okay. So
Yep.
I was close.
Yep.
But things kind of opened back up, and then it started to close back down, and it did, I think. But like, we had shows booked. Like, I wanted to play so bad, so I like booked way in advance. Like, I booked all up until June of last year in December, all over the place, and it was great. I wish we could do it again. Fucking everybody in my band that fucking doesn't live here anymore. But
New
anyway,
band.
I already got one in the works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you guys jealous. Fuck you, FBA. I don't need you. You think I need you? But anyway, we had a show, and one of the other bands like didn't want to play it, and they like hopped off. I was like, hey man, I get it. Like, I totally understand. Don't worry, you know. And but I didn't cancel the show. We just went ahead with the show, and there was all this weird, stupid, like, it wasn't directed at me publicly, but I know it was directed at me. Like, you know, if you're playing shows, if you're doing this, you're a fucking asshole. You're risking people's lives. All this bullshit. I was like, don't, shut up. Like, whatever. Like, I get it. I'm scared too.
If
You think
people,
I'm not
if people
scared?
want to go out, they can go
Yeah,
out. And if they don't want to go
yeah.
out and risk themselves, they don't have to go out.
And that was the first time that I was like, fuck this. Like, at that point, I was over it. I was like, I don't care if I get sick or not. And I know that's fucked up, and I'm sorry. I have friends who lost relatives and close family members. I'm not trying to be insensitive. But I have relatives that died of it. But it's just, you know, you can't fucking sit inside. I think we all got like pretty traumatized by it all, and it was easy to, like, you know, be hateful to each other because everybody was like worried that they were gonna be the cause of someone else's death or ruin their plan. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. Did you ever like have plans with somebody or go with a group, and then somebody would get COVID, and then like it would just, the guilt from the one person who got it was like crazy, like to have or to have been at the event and spread it, and then everybody was like, well, who so and so had it? Fuck, you know. And it's like, it was like people were like, they weren't mad at each other, but they were like, man, and like people crying when they got it and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get it. It's like they were. Some people thought it was like a judge of your character if you got it, which is insanity.
Yeah, dude. Like,
even musicians, I think were the worst, honestly, about like all the virtue signaling, like they're like the, you know, like, I'm a good person, so I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna play anymore until everyone's safe. like I get it, but you don't have to like. Half of you are on drugs and probably have sexual assault charges filed against you. But you're like, oh, I don't want to hurt anybody. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It's stupid. Sorry, I know I'm going off on a tangent. I know I'm letting my views out here. Whatever.
We've all got views.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you hate? Tell me about things that you hate, Drew.
Yeah, fuck all that stuff.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
What do you do outside? Do you have any other hobbies outside of music that you like to?
I just went and played some hockey yesterday.
You
Just
play
went to
hockey?
a skate and shoot at the ice center.
Dude.
I mean, because I used to play hockey.
Like in high school?
Yeah.
Or? Damn, so you're pretty good?
I can still do it.
Can you skate backwards?
Yeah, I can skate backwards. Yeah.
Like,
But it's just, I mean, for me, just being able to go shoot a puck around is fun. It's like, you know, we all used to skateboard, right? It's like just getting your skateboard out and going to the skate park for a minute and just being like, hey, I'm older than all these kids here, but I can still do it. Like, whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I never skateboarded. I was a fat kid, so like I was always afraid to skateboard because I was like, if I fall, it's gonna hurt really bad. And I've
seen some big dude skateboarding before.
Too. I just felt more comfortable on roller skate.
Yeah.
So I did learn to rollerblade when like because in the mid to late 90s it was like super popular. Like and especially like the shit where they like. You know, like the X game. Like competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Extreme rollerblading or whatever.
Aggressive inline skating.
Yeah, inline skating. Yes. And so, like, some of my friends were really into that shit. And we would just go skate and, like, play, like, street hockey. Mm-hmm. But I was fucking terrible now. I'm so embarrassed thinking about how stupid I probably looked out there. But, so I actually tried to play one season of, like, men's league, like, beer league hockey.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 years ago, over at the center.
That's awesome, dude.
My friend Bruce, shout out Bruce. Woo woo, he won't hear this. So he won't hear it. But we worked together at the time, and he's from Michigan. He's this huge. He's like 6'4", big fucking guy. He's like, "Come on, John, come on down there. It'll be fun, man." And like, that's a terrible Michigander, but he convinced me to do it, and I went. And I joined the league, and it was like A to D league. Mm-hmm. I don't know how. I don't remember, but it was like different leagues, and we had try out, and I couldn't even skate. I can't skate backwards. That's why I asked you if you could do it. I was like, okay, I know he's better than me then. I couldn't skate backwards, so they put me on the like old man's team, like the 65 and over old man's team, and I was like. But they were good, dude. They were so good. They were just old. So like, they couldn't. There wasn't a lot of contact, but they would knock the shit out of me, dude. They'd come by and like clip me and knock me down, and I was so bad at it. I was so bad, but like, I don't know. I think I tried. I was pretty entertaining. I think so. I think they liked me around. I played.
Just make them laugh in the locker room,
dude. I played one season. I was so bad. It was so bad. I was like, I'm not doing this again. But it was fun.
Yeah.
And we would go out in the parking lot and drink a lot of beer and drink beer. I'm not trying to out anybody, but we would totally drink beer like in the locker room.
That's why they call it beer league.
Beer league. We were just, but I mean, I sweat so much. I don't feel like it even mattered really because we were drinking like Busch Light.
If anybody doesn't know, like hockey gear is the foulest smelling stuff.
Oh, dude, it fucking stinks. It's like if your belly button and like a stinky belly button, and then like a sweaty sour dish rag, and then just like. Testosterone.
Yeah. And then just let it fester.
Yeah.
In a big bag.
Yeah, because you put it on that bag.
Just put it on your hockey
and
bag.
And you'd leave the bag. I'd get my jersey out, and there were a few things I did wash and air out, but I had like a whole freaking, I had the whole freaking thing, dude. I probably spent, I don't know, $300-400.
That's one of my small reasons for like not joining maybe again, just because I'd have to go buy a couple more things of equipment.
Gear.
I got my skates, got my stick and gloves, but
I don't think I have. I might have my stick. I don't think I have my skates anymore.
But I don't really want to get hurt either. Like, you're not supposed to be like checking and all that stuff in adult league.
Yeah, they
you know,
didn't.
But
There was no.
but it's like you
checking.
never know what could happen. You know.
Yeah, you could hurt yourself, which is the older you get. Not that you're old, but you'll be old.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I'm already there. I'm freaking 41, dude. I'm an old man. But I've been trying to work out and shit. Do you work out?
I do some home push-ups kind of stuff, pull-ups.
That's working out.
Yeah, I don't go to gym right now.
No, we have here.
It costs money.
It does cost money. This episode, I guess technically, it's for 100% sponsored by Spark Lighting. Hey, but we have here at the office, we have a gym over there, and
if you have access to a free gym, that's
yeah. I was like,
pretty
there's
rad.
no excuse for you to not be able to get stronger. So, and I feel like I feel like when I was like between 35 and like 40, I don't know what happened, but like it's not now because I stretch and I move a lot more now. But for about 5 years, like my shoulders from lack of use, I wasn't playing guitar much then. Like I was just working, and from lack of use, my shoulders started to like atrophy. Like, well, I'd raise them, but I couldn't get them higher than like this without it just being excruciating. And it was because I wasn't using it.
could be a posture thing too. Maybe, I don't know.
But it started in my right shoulder, and then it went away. But then it moved over into my left shoulder, and I was like, oh, I've got cancer. For sure, dude. I've got traveling cancer. It's like that character from Spider-Man Venom. It's just like slap. But it was just from lack of use, and then I started being more active again, and it went away. But I mean, I want to be one of. I've always been big, but I'm like I want to try and be fit because I don't want to,
just staying active is
yeah,
mostly
I don't
the main
want to
thing,
die.
I think.
Like, I do not want to die. I don't want to go out like that. You know what I mean? I want to go out like something cool, like a plane crash or a freaking, I don't know, what's a cool way to go out? Going to the moon and the moon.
There you go.
The
Yeah.
moon explodes or something.
I mean,
Bruce Willis, I love you.
there you go.
That's, you don't want to go out with like gangrene and fucking a heart attack. That would
Right.
suck.
Yeah.
But that's how most people go out, I feel like. I don't know what I'm talking about. Did you have a good like holiday season?
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you get any cool shit for Christmas? Or I don't know if you do Christmas, but
Yeah, we do a little Christmas. We got to the point where like me and my brothers and their families were just like, well, we're not going to buy each other gifts anymore.
okay.
We just buy for the nephews and nieces.
Okay,
kind
cool,
of thing.
cool. So you're your uncle?
I'm an uncle.
Uncle
Just
Drew.
I just met my new nephew
What?
just the other day, like 2 days ago.
Is he a baby or did you
Yeah.
just get introduced?
Yeah, I haven't met him for.
Yeah,
he's
actually,
18 years old. I
They
just-
wouldn't introduce us.
Yep. My sister-in-law just had her second baby boy.
Heck yeah.
His name's Woodford.
Nice.
Yeah.
Woodford.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool name.
Strong name.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
Name. It's a local name.
Right.
It's got roots here.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So do you like? Are you pretty active? Like, you play with them and like?
Yeah.
Teach him
I mean,
cool
my
uncle
nephew,
shit.
my older nephew Lincoln, who's he'll be 2 in March, I guess.
Okay.
And I got him like a little djembe drum.
Okay.
Yeah. Little junior size.
Yeah. That's cool.
He likes to hit the piano keys. He likes to strum a guitar.
Does your brother play music too?
Not that one, but I have an older brother who plays guitar.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So your nephew is not quite old enough to like, you can't be like body slamming him or anything yet.
Only into like a thing full of pillows, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit. You know.
Yeah, you'd be a pretty cool uncle. You wouldn't be like. I feel like you wouldn't be like the shithead uncle. You'd be like the cool uncle.
I mean, I'll give them some cash at their birthday, and they can come over and play some drums whenever they want to. So
that's the cool uncle, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're what's your?
If they need me to buy them something later in life, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it might happen as long as my brother and sister don't see this.
Don't worry, dude. No one's gonna see it.
I'm joking. Exactly.
I'm joking, dude. I have 58 YouTube subscribers now. So, but I feel like that's not the reason. You know, This is like, I don't know. It's a podcast. It's a slow burn. It's not like I have no. I don't have any like. I mean, I have goals for it, but it's not a...
No, like grand aspirations, just like...
I mean, I have them, but they just take a long time.
Yeah.
And it's, it's like, how consistent can you... Because, I mean, even I stopped kind of for... When I started this job, and I was moving. I didn't have a lot of time. I don't think I explained that. But there was probably 6 to 8 weeks where I didn't even do one. But I just didn't have time. And... But people, you stop doing it and then people forget about it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's rare that I go back to a new podcast. I find it's rare that I go back and listen to everything from the start. Because most ones you find, they're like 400 or 500 in. It's like, shit, I'll never catch up.
Yeah.
If you catch one that's like in its first 100 or so, but, I don't know. Do you listen to podcasts?
Not really. I think no. The answer is no. But I'm a big Trailer Park Boys fan.
Okay.
I love the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, they're funny.
And they do a podcast.
Yeah.
I think it's called
really
Park After Dark. They're in character. And
they do it in character? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool.
They do. I think they do other podcasts with their swearing at stuff as themselves out of character.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But I'll see the stuff on Instagram, the little clips, and it's always fucking funny.
That's cool. Yeah, those guys are freaking geniuses.
I think so.
Yeah, they're really funny. I've watched it. I've had so many people make me sit down and watch episodes with them, and I like it. I just have never been like, okay, I'm gonna watch this myself. It's just not one that I don't know. I think I got into it like I don't know, not too late, but I think The Office was probably the last show I watched that was in syndication that I really followed. Like after that, I was like, I think just because of work and life, I lost interest. And also, I guess because you can watch it anytime you want to later.
Right.
But is it still on? Are they still making new ones?
Trailer Park Boys. The last thing they've done was an animated series.
Okay.
Because, is it John Dunsmore? I think is his name. The man who played Jim Leahy, the character Jim Leahy, Mr. Leahy, he passed away. So,
okay.
I actually thought it was pretty smart to where after that season when he died, they did some animated series.
Okay.
Which picked up at where it left off, and I think that was kind of a smart move because he was such a pivotal character that you can't exactly, I don't know if they can exactly have the show without him. Without doing something very different. But I mean, it's still Trailer Park Boys. But now it's cartoons.
Which one is he? The one with the glasses?
That's Bubbles.
Okay, he's him, and
he's the drunk trailer park supervisor.
Okay, I only know the guy with the glasses, and there's like one big guy who's like the main guy.
There's Ricky, the Julian.
Yeah,
Julian's he's the big dude.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's Canadian, right?
It's Canadian.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rednecks out there, dude. For
Canadian
real.
Rednecks are a different breed, eh?
For real. Hey. That's right, dude. I met a guy this week from Erie, Pennsylvania. Dude, my hometown, I'm from Pulaski, Tennessee, and my hometown is where the Klan was founded.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You just tell your daughter and her friends about that.
I have. I've showed them the building.
That racism is not boring.
No, this is real racism right here. Let me show you. Yeah, there's a ton of crazy history from there. So including like, I've seen it all. But when I went to passing through Erie, PA one time, I've never seen that many like rebel flags and just like brazen, like, I don't know, pride for the South out of the South. I was like, where the fuck are you're literally Canada's right there. You're in Erie, PA's right on the water. Like, you can go over. I mean, how do you? I don't know. It was so weird. It was so redneck. I hated it. I was like, we just stopped for gas, and I was like, we have to get out of here, because Pennsylvania is weird. Like, when you go in, New Jersey's like that too. If you exit off somewhere, it doesn't. The restaurant or the gas station, whatever you want to stop at, is quite far off the interstate. So sometimes you got to go 3 or 4 miles just to get to the gas station. I don't know why the hell they do that. It's probably just different state regulations on how close something can be to whatever. But it sucks because you got to go so far off the interstate, and then, but yeah, Erie was, we had to go, I'd say 10 minutes maybe. It was just a shithole. I hated it. So I'm glad I'm not from there. Lexington's cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd never seen that much Confederate merch, regalia, outside of the South before. I didn't think that. I never even thought that they would do that.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I don't know. I've seen like in other countries people wearing like Confederate flags and stuff, like as like they don't know what it is, like fashion. It'll be like on a shirt, and it'll just be like part of a collage or something. It'll just have a Confederate flag because they don't know what it is. It'd be like if I had a shirt with stuff and there was like the flag of I don't know, Venezuela.
Yeah.
Like most people, I don't know what the Venezuelan flag looks like. Do you?
Can't say I do.
I think I can remember Argentina's like blue and white. That's all I remember. I don't know why Argentina. I guess it's because it's close to Venezuela. But anyway, I'm really rambling. I apologize.
It's okay.
Now
I'm trying to recall my country flags, and
yeah,
I'm not so good at that.
Me neither. I sucked at it. Well, growing up, like what classes, like in school, what did you enjoy? Obviously, music, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any of the art classes.
Can you draw? Do you do?
Yeah, I do a little. I used to draw when I was a kid, a lot more.
Did you do your album cover with the?
No, that is from an artist. His name's Tom Easton. He's over in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
And I've been following him on Instagram for a long time. And when it came for album art stuff, I was like, this seems like it might fit really well. Mm-hmm. So I talked to him, kind of gave him like, hey, I've seen these pieces here that you do, and I might want to make it kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
So he did a original for the album artwork.
That's freaking awesome, man.
And I think it just fits.
What's his name?
Tom Easton.
Tommy, I'm gonna write that down.
THOM.
Thom. Don't tell him I said that. Tom Easton. Like Thom Yorke?
Yeah.
Why'd they spell it? Why do y'all spell it like that? Trying to be cool. I'm joking. I heard somebody say that
is that Radiohead?
That Creep is the greatest song ever. Sorry, I'm just taking the time. What's the
not necessarily a bad song, but ever?
What's up with the like, have you seen all the memes that are like they're just making fun of Radiohead and Weezer? I don't get it, but
I don't
like
either.
So Dom that plays bass in FBA, he's 23. So he's like the same generation as like my kids, basically. Mm-hmm. So some of the shit that he sends me, I don't understand it. I'm like, what is
Right.
It's funny and it entertains me and I love it. But some of the stuff I'm like, I don't get why. Like and then last year, like there was this big thing of like making fun of Weezer. There's whole pages on Instagram of just Weezer memes, and I think it's like Weezer or Radiohead. It's like I think the underlying joke is that it's kind of like, you know, for like loser type dudes. Like that it's like basically like it's like I don't know. And I don't like this term at all. I'm not saying this, just to clarify, but like kind of like stuff that like simps would listen to or whatever. And I'm like, I had to be. I was like, what is that? What's a simp? I was like, I don't even know what that means. So I have to like get educated on all this shit. They send me a meme and it turns into like a 30-minute conversation, and I'm like, so, but what's the root of the joke on some of these? Like, where did it come from? Like, I want to know the whole origin story, and it's like
It'd be hard to find that out, probably.
it's just crazy. It's hilarious, but it's so like almost like foreign to me as just something that I would like pay attention to.
Mm-hmm. Got to stay relevant.
Yeah, but also I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm like, just tell me, and I'm gonna filter it for other idiot 40-year-old men who don't know what. They don't know. They only know their world. So, but yeah, there was like a thing going on making fun of like all these Weezer memes, and then also like all these videos and reels making fun of him, making fun of "Creep," like the Radiohead song. I never really understood what was the big deal with all the Shrek memes either. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's funny, but I'm like, what's I mean, I was a literal adult when Shrek came out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's a fucking cartoon. Like, I don't get it. But I want to
That's like my generation. Shrek was my generation, I think.
Yeah, it probably came out when you were like a teenager or a kid.
I guess, I want to say preteen, but.
Like 10, 11, 12, something like that.
My years.
That sounds right. Because
yeah.
I'm like 10 years older than you.
Yeah.
9. So I would have been like in my early 20s when it came out. And I remember like, oh, Mike Myers is doing fucking cartoons now. Cool. Like, I wish he'd do Wayne's World again. But
Yes.
Dude, that's like one of my favorite.
One of your next podcasts, you should do like a Wayne's World set, you know.
Dude, we should do it.
With their couch and all this, you know. Yeah.
We should, can we recreate the Wayne's World intro? Or no, the outro. We don't have any instruments. We need to. Wait, would they just do? No, Wayne would have a guitar,
and Garth would have drumsticks and just go.
And just whack.
He would just air guitar with the drumsticks.
Really, is that what he did?
I feel like Garth did that. He wouldn't really do drum beats. He would just go like this, like a guitar with his drumsticks.
Oh yeah.
Just like Wayne was doing.
Like start a fire with Wayne's World. That
Classic.
show.
One of my favorite movies. Both of them of all time.
It's crazy that like we're doing this and all this is fucking Wayne's World. Like setting up
it is
cameras and lights yourself and making a stupid show.
We got to put this on public access.
We do, dude.
Yeah.
My dad had a public access show growing up.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a gospel hour.
Okay.
I swear to God, and he would spin records of gospel people. But this is from I don't know, somebody like what's a gospel group that he used to listen to. This next song is called Jesus Light My Path by Gold City or whatever. And then he would play the song and there'd be like they'd have weird like Christian imagery across the screen. But it was cable access, like the screen was it was so blurry.
Yeah.
And he would film it on like Tuesdays and it would come out on Wednesday. And everybody would be like, I saw your dad on TV. And I would be like, and I mean, when I was little, I thought it was cool. But then when I got to be in like middle school, I was like, dude, this music sucks, dude. Like, because when I was a kid, like any music was interesting.
Mm.
But then I start to listen. I'm like, you know, you hear like fucking something cool as hell. And they're like, what in the hell are we listening to at church?
Yeah.
but it started to be an embarrassing thing. But I hope I'm not embarrassing my kids by doing this. Probably not, because there's way more shit to look at.
Well, I think there's just a period where you're embarrassed of your parents, like no matter what. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you're just like, who are these people? But then before that and after that, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Are you pretty close with your folks?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They live here in town.
So growing up, like, I'm assuming they, like, you know, encouraged you to, like, do music and do the shit you like to do?
I mean, it's thanks to them, really. I mean, that they let me have a drum set. They let me have friends over to the house to jam because, I mean, you know, you usually have to go to the drummer's house.
Yeah.
So there was a room that was like an unfinished room in the basement, where my mom and, you know, washer and dryer were in, and some of my dad's electronics were stored there for the whatever. But we would practice in that room, and they let me play a lot, all the time. You know,
They didn't care.
they were like,
awesome.
if you're doing well in school, then yeah, you get to play drums. So
That's fucking awesome.
yeah.
My they let me play guitar pretty loud too, but I didn't start playing until after I graduated high school.
Okay.
But even after, they were like, that's cool that they let you do it. You know what I mean? Because some people will be like, no, that shit's too loud.
Well, yeah, like my brother, who's got my nephew, he brings him over to my house, but he's like, I'm not getting a drum set at my house. Like, he can come over here when he wants to, but there's no way I'm having that noise in my house.
Yeah.
And I can understand it.
I'm sure,
know,
especially like when they're
when you have a young
learning.
kid, it's
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah.
You know, until they learn.
Yeah.
So
That's cool though. I don't know. I don't know. So you've like after school, like high school, whatever, did you just jump right into like, have you just been music gung ho since you started? Like,
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Like
as soon as I mean, you get the little itch and
yeah.
just practicing all the time, listening to, back then it was tons of Metallica, tons of Led Zeppelin. For me, it was a lot of Rush, you know.
Fuck yeah.
And then I went to UK for Arts and Men.
Okay.
Did that, hoping that it would give me a little more, some business savvy stuff with my bands and things.
Yeah.
You know.
How is the like music art program at UK? I don't know anything about it.
It was okay. It was good, I guess. Theirs was, and this isn't always like this at different universities for the arts administration. You know, but at UK it was geared more towards nonprofit stuff, which is, you know, like if you have your symphony in town, if you have a opera, if you have a theater, a lot of that stuff's nonprofit.
Okay.
You know, they have patrons and sponsors and stuff like that.
So it's like pretty much funded, and
I guess so. Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, man, I have a lot of admiration for people that never, I don't know. Like I had aspirations when I was young of, you know, playing like for, you know, a living, but at some point I just like no one ever told me, and I'm not blaming anybody, but it never dawned on me, I would say, that I could do that. Like I was like, no, I've got to find an actual fucking job. Like I just had that in the back of my mind. Like I've got to find a trade, and it's, you know, so I did. I went to school for recording. So like I do have a trade, and I, you know, still fucking doing it.
Yep.
I mean, but it just, I don't know, like that side of it is one thing that I love, but like the performance side of it is what I really like, you know, like the creative side of it. The technical side of it's fun, but it's never been like the stands and the lights and the camera, all this shit. If I was rich and could pay somebody else to do this shit, I would 100% do it.
Heck yeah.
Because I don't give a fuck about like, oh, this new camera came out, or this lens, or even audio stuff. Like, oh, it's a new microphone. I don't care. Fucking okay, let's use it. Let's check it out. Like it's cool, and I would love to have it all, but also like I don't geek out on it as hard as I do like like a cool pedal.
Yeah.
Or but I don't know. I guess I just feel like maybe I just don't know how to use a lot of it well enough yet to be more than just a tool. Like I need to learn it deeper so that it can become more of a creative tool rather than a utility. Like these lights and everything. Like right now I feel like they're a utility because I don't think I set them up right. But it
looks fine to me, but I don't know.
I'm sure in like a year, everything, God willing or whatever, I'll look back on this and it'll be better. But I don't know. It's like when you listen to your old recordings and shit.
Yep.
How hard is it, especially with a studio? It's easy if you have it all there. It's like how hard, I always want to go back and like redo it. And be like, I could play the guitar better. I could get a better or get a better bass tone or like.
Many times you could, but
yeah, but it's like I don't.
When you the thing that's so cool about like music and stuff like that is you just captured that moment in time, Yeah, man.
This light, spark lighting. I'm gonna hold it. But yeah, sorry, say that again. I'm just distracted.
Just that when you do record a piece of music, it's just a snapshot in time. So the want to go back there and change it is pretty much with everyone. You know, as an artist, you're like, I could do that better, but it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
It's that feeling that you get.
It's like retaking. It's like retaking your 8th grade yearbook picture in 10th grade. Why would you do that?
Right.
You're in 10th grade now.
Yeah.
You're cooler.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
And the music is just like, it's getting that feeling that you had right then and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you could maybe go back and make it more polished and maybe make it sound better, like sonically or something like that.
Yeah.
But is it going to still have that character? No.
It might not.
Definitely won't.
Yeah, like I on the album we did this year, I re-record like I guess 5 of the songs are from previously recorded shit, but it was all just me, and like I really hadn't recorded anything in like years, and it didn't sound good. It sounds okay, but it's not good. But re-recording them, like I had a lot of apprehension. I was like, I don't want to. I did them already. That's what I wanted to write. I wanted to write 10 new songs, but time, it just didn't happen. So we ended up recording 5 old ones and 5 new ones, and it's fine. It's great. I'm glad we redid it because it sounds so much better. But I did have people tell me I liked the EP better, and I'm like, really? It's like, it's so much better now. Like, you really? And they're like, I guess it's just because
like your opinion, man.
Hey, man, that's just like your opinion, man. That's such a good movie, dude.
Yeah, dude. I bust it out anytime I can.
What kind of shows, movies, and shit are you? Any recommendations? I'm trying to like watch some stuff, and I haven't really been like consuming much.
I just got done watching Andor.
Andor, what is that?
The new Star Wars series of.
Is it cartoons?
No, not this one.
Okay,
this one's live action. Basically, did you see Rogue One? Are you Star Wars, dude?
Okay, so I know the main story of Star Wars decent enough. Like I know the 9 episodes. Past that,
yeah,
I'm like, it all just feels like some Boba Fett's cousin or something. I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, it's starting to get pretty deep with the what he would call it. I don't know.
All the character
Cineverse kind of stuff,
Yeah.
But Rogue One is basically the story of them getting the plans of the Death Star.
Yes.
So that way they
I
could.
remember that movie. I liked that movie.
Yeah.
The guy that one of the actors that's in that show Narcos was in that.
Maybe it's Captain Andor. I don't know.
I don't think he was the main guy, but he was like he was one of the guys. But anyway, I loved that one.
So this is like a prequel to that. The dude's name's Cassian Andor.
Okay. So it's pre Rogue One story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
Yep.
is that like in theaters or is that
Disney Plus.
Disney? Oh, just
Yeah.
straight to Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's just I guess maybe they'll have another season.
I like the additional, like I like the Loki series they did, which I never thought I would have gotten into like any of the Marvel shit, but I really did get into it.
They did it right with the movies.
It's good.
Those were, in my opinion,
Yeah.
like that was a peak of
Film.
film.
It was great.
Film history right there. I mean,
The very first Marvel movie I ever watched, or the Avengers, whatever
Yeah.
timeline,
Yeah.
or multiverse, I guess, was the one where Thanos snapped and made everybody disappear. That's the first one I ever watched, and so
did you go back after that?
yeah, I went back, but when they're in the theater, people were crying and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the fuck is wrong with you? Why are y'all crying? Because I didn't know any of the characters' backstory. I hadn't seen any of the movies. People were crying. They were like, oh, so-and-so disappeared. And I'm like, what? I mean, this was great, but like, I don't know. I didn't fall in love that hard. You know what I mean? To cry this much. I mean, my kids were crying. I was like, y'all are just crying. I was like, y'all are crying because everybody else is crying. But then I went back and I guess I forget, was Iron Man the first Iron Man?
Iron Man was the first one they released. Yeah.
Yeah, a guy I used to work with, he gave me a list and he said, watch them in this order.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yep.
And I did. I checked them off.
Yeah.
And I'd go home and watch one like every night.
I think
And-
that's one of the cool things. I don't know if I guess they did that on purpose, strategy wise, to like not release them necessarily in the chronological order of how it actually took place, but they released it differently than that. And then it's kind of cool how you could go back and then
tie them all together.
Yeah.
It was like it.
they were jumping around doing it's like a giant flashback thing, and
Yeah, it's like non-linear editing, but of a whole fucking story.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
yeah,
It's pretty cool, man.
It
It's
is
so
very
it's
cool.
so creative
Yeah.
and like
I think they got it right. Like
yeah.
with that.
Um
Now that they have all that done and they're doing all these spin-offs and things like that, or whatever you want to call them, like
yeah.
they're still good, but
I mean, honestly, I think a lot of those movies, it comes down to like the writing, and I'm sure film buffs and like people who really like movies and are fans would be like, that's bullshit or whatever. But I don't care because I'm not. Like I'm not a movie snob because I haven't seen like I've never seen a Woody Allen movie. I don't really fucking care either. Like I don't. I'm sure I've seen fucking enough Larry David to get the idea of who fucking Woody Allen is. You know what I mean? He's a neurotic guy who's bald. It's just a new version of him. But Larry David's better because he's not a freaking, pedophile. But anyway, dude, that documentary about him was so bad. I was like, I've never seen a movie, and I'm not gonna watch one now, probably. But which it kind of made me happy because sometimes it's like with Michael Jackson and music. There's some people like, I'll never listen to Michael after watching that, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, but like I don't think I can not listen to Michael Jackson, man.
He
was a
some pretty
huge
awesome
part
music.
of my childhood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, they didn't take him off Spotify or Apple. No one's taking his music down. I mean, I don't think they've taken R. Kelly's music down. They probably should take his music down because there's so much damning evidence against him. He's a creep. But
I try to separate the music and the artist's work with them if you can.
if you can, I think
some people can't do that, but I can do it with certain things. I guess I don't know.
yeah, it's weird how like
Big one was Louis C.K.
oh yeah,
I love Louis C.K.
I love Louis C.K. too.
I want to go see him live. If he he needs to tour, and I'd go see him live.
I can't. I can't. I'm sure people make fun of me for saying this. I hope that I get to meet Louis C.K. I really do want to meet him one day. He's so funny and so just, I don't know, in a weird way, like he can be cruel and thoughtful at the same time. It's just so many layers to him. He's
He's the one that rips on his kids. Like,
yeah, dude. Even
hilarious.
Bert Kreischer does that
Yes,
too. He makes
yeah.
fun.
Yep.
Tom Segura. Do you watch Your Mom's House?
I've seen a couple
It's fun.
things.
I'm a big fan of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun to make fun of your kids.
Yeah.
It's easy. I have a couple.
They're just
jokes I used
helpless
to
and
do.
stupid. No.
Yeah, they're just dumb. They said racism was boring. They're right. They're not wrong. I'm joking. But yeah, it's so you said that's on Disney Plus. Back to the original question, and it's called, what was the name again?
Andor.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll find it. If I open Disney Plus, it'll probably be like right there.
Yeah.
But the that Loki one they made was good, and then they made another the one with the red witch girl, freaking Mary-Kate and Ashley's little sister.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I forgot Elizabeth Olsen.
The WandaVision.
Yes, I thought WandaVision was fucking.
I did
great,
too. I liked it a
dude.
lot.
I was like, this is
Liked it a lot. I loved how
dark.
it goes through like the timeline of TV.
yeah.
You know, and that different.
yes,
That's so cool.
yeah. And I think everyone at some point has like seen those old Nick at Night shows and like can be like, oh my god, like it's so cool, it's so nostalgic. And
Yes.
they did it just for the sake of nostalgia, obviously, but they also did it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Like they made it fun.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great.
I did
I
too.
think it comes down to the writers. I really do, and the editors, because I mean, Disney, they pay probably more than anybody, or one of the top.
They
So
better.
they get the best fucking people. I mean, same with like Hulu and Netflix. Like those are some of the Amazon shows. They pay. You get what you pay for. But it seems like nowadays, like the network shows are terrible. I'm not like, that's not groundbreaking opinion or anything. I think it's pretty. No one watches this shit.
Yeah.
I started White Lotus on HBO.
Lotus.
I don't know. I've just heard a bunch of people say it's a great show, and it's like, I don't know. I'm on the first episode. I don't really know where it's going. It's set in like Hawaii or something, in this hotel called the White Lotus, and it's feels like it's gonna be weird. Like it's gonna be some like weird, like I wouldn't say Breaking Bad type shit, but just like a lot of like twists and turns, and I don't know. I feel like it's going to get supernatural or something. I don't know what's going to happen. But a bunch of people told me to watch it, so I am.
Right on.
Yeah, HBO Max has got some good shit. Fucking.
I haven't had HBO in a while. When I had it, I was watching Sopranos and Entourage and
Yeah. South Park.
South Park.
South Park.
Thugs.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. I love it. They did a 25th anniversary. I guess it's been 25 years since South Park aired, and they did like a whole live show, and it was Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and then had Primus and Ween as the band
Dude.
together on stage at the same time, and they
Dude.
would like switch, and like Primus would play, and then Ween would play, and then they'd all play together.
That's badass.
At one point,
So I got to check that out.
it's on
I didn't-
YouTube.
Okay.
And I think the whole concert's on YouTube. And who else was on it? It was after Neil Peart. Am I saying it? Is it Peart or Peart?
Technically, Peart.
I've heard it Peart.
It's. I mean, if you want to be true to what his name, Peart.
You know who I heard say it, and I changed the way I say it? Jack Black. I heard Jack Black say Neil Peart, and I was like, well, he can't be wrong.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say it that way if it wasn't right.
It's
It's
the correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Moog and Moog. I think it's Moog, but people
It
say
is. It's Moog.
It's Moog, but people
It's
say
not Moog.
People say Moog,
Right,
though.
yeah.
Yeah. What's up, hipsters? It's fucking Moog. Thought you were smart, but no. I learned that in school, and I would hear people saying Moog all the time. I'm like, that's.
I would love to go
That's not how you say it.
see like the Moog factory.
It's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a couple friends go out there this summer and posted. I think King Gizzard played out there, and a couple people I'm friends with online like went, and they went to the Moog shop. I went up to Sweetwater last year.
Did ya?
It was nice, dude.
I bet it is.
Dude, and I went through and I was just like I was stoned as fuck, and I just went in there and just was messing around with stuff and taking pictures and tagging Sweetwater, and they were like reposting and stuff. I was like, I hope they don't come catch me in here like messing, because I was playing really loud guitar and like
Sweetwater's cool there. I like
it was cool
that some people don't like it, how like I have like a representative salesman who like he's in my phone.
Oh yeah.
He gives me calls.
Yeah. Oh sure.
Checks in.
Oh yeah.
And
They don't call me anymore.
It's it's nice to have like a little bit of that personal touch
Yeah.
if you want it.
Yeah. Some people don't like it.
Yeah, some people don't want it.
That's crazy.
Because it came a little weird when they're like, so checking in to see if you need anything. Like, I'm good. Like,
I'm good. Like how? Yeah, I've had. But how's that gator case doing? I'm like, fucking, it zips up, dude. I don't know, man.
hauls my shit around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shoulder pad's thick. It doesn't hurt. It's great. Thanks, brother. You know.
But it's cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
They've always
good
they've
company.
always taken care of me.
Yeah.
I like Guitar Center too, and I go there I go there to like see people. I go there to like just hang out and like see who's there and see what used crap they've got in. I love.
That's where I got my Moog from. It came in used.
Yeah, I always go to the pedal case and then the guitars and amp, because you never know. I feel like one day I'll walk in there, there'll be like one of those like Fender Champ reissues or something cool that like I don't know, cool find or whatever.
Yeah.
But last year was crazy. I think like earlier in the year last year, and maybe end of 21 too, there was like all the supply chain shit was going on.
Yep.
And that's when I was still working in supply chain, so my life was horrible because nothing would show up.
Right.
But the Guitar Center didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And they were paying so much money for used gear, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yes.
Now I think it's the opposite where they're
it's
not
too
really
much.
taking
They're not
anything
taking
right
shit.
now. Yeah.
They I sold them my Quilter amp, which I was bummed about, but you know, I love my new job. Thank you, Spark Lighting. This place rocks. But I definitely took a huge pay cut leaving. I mean, I didn't take a pay cut coming here because I made zero before I was here. But
You can't have less than zero.
yeah, you can't. So, but my last job compared to it's a lot less. So I just have to live off less shit. But over the years of like, you know, having a good job, I did amass quite a few items that, you know, I don't need anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, sell some of this shit. So I got a nice amp last year. So like, it's like I can't. I mean, I want 2 amps, but like I don't need 2 amps, or I don't need 4 guitars. I don't need. I mean, I want them all, but it's also like shit costs money.
Yeah.
You know, like I got teenage girls do cost a lot of money. I'll say that. But I mean, I'm their dad, so that's my job. You know, it's like I feel like it is. You know, no above anything else, that's like I gotta make sure that they're okay, I guess. But so yeah, I've recently been like selling shit because I'm just like, well, you gotta pay for stuff.
I'm always looking at, can I sell something? You know,
Yeah.
Why not get some bucks if you got something laying around that you're not using? But,
yeah.
But right now, I mean, I'm using all the stuff I have. And it's like, well,
Yeah, I don't really like to keep a lot of things that I'm not using. So like even my recording gear, like I sort of cycle as and change it as I need for it. Cause I mean, all this shit's so cheap now. Like, and so, or not, it's more accessible now. Like you can get good equipment in any flavor you want, anywhere, anytime. So there's no real need. Like I think when I was younger in the 90s and 2000s, like it was harder to get stuff. You couldn't just get anything you wanted.
Right.
You got a fucking Fender.
yeah,
And that's what you got.
yeah,
Because we didn't have Guitar Center. We
Yeah.
had fucking Randy's Music or whatever. Randall's Music House. Well, but I lived in a small town, so we didn't have shit. We had a pawn shop. But Lexington has like really nice stores.
Yeah, shout out to the Drum Center of Lexington.
They're awesome. Yeah,
super great. That's where I got my first kit, took my first lessons.
they're nice.
Now I teach there.
I didn't know you teach there. That's
on
fun.
Saturdays.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Joe that plays, Joe from FBA. He was a fat man, big tall guy. He, I think he used to learn from that Ferris guy, Dave Ferris.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah. He's a really good artist too. I saw him, like he posts stuff sometimes, and it's really cool looking. He's such a creative fella.
He is.
Like, just it seems like whatever he does is like interesting.
Yeah.
But
me and him have geeked out a little recently about his home studio setup.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Does he have like a whole freaking?
He kind of just acquires different pieces of gear. He likes the vintage stuff, obviously. I mean, we all do, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. It's vintage. So yeah, just
what's your piece of gear or instrument, including we'll do one or the other. So what's your one instrument that it's the last thing, no matter what, you wouldn't part with it?
My snare drum.
Okay, what kind?
Yeah, I've got a DW 13-inch Edge snare drum.
What's Edge?
So what's cool is it's not just a wood snare drum, and it's not just a metal snare drum. There's metal on the top 2 rings, and then there's wood in the middle of the shell.
So does it?
So it's a metal shell.
Wow. Does it look any different than?
Not much.
A normal snare.
Yes, but no. I mean,
does it have one? What are those ones that where the rim is wood too? Is it like one of those?
No, that's a little different. That would be, you can add on wood rims, which kind of give you usually like a different rim click sound.
So does a wood rim make it sound like a little darker?
Potentially yes, because it's your since that's pushing down your head of the drum. Those rims have different rigidity. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Rigidity?
I think so. Rigidity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm pretty sure a die cast tube is the most rigid.
Okay.
And I think triple flange is less rigid, which I think gives you a little bit of a darker sound, whereas the rigid one would give you a little bit pingier sound maybe.
Okay.
You're going to get maybe some more overtones and stuff. So wood, I guess wood may be less rigid than any of the metals. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that's your one snare. Have you had it for
I've had it for a long time.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to get rid of it. Even if I was to sell the rest of the kit.
If you were on the verge of homelessness, you'd be put it in your backpack.
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. What's your favorite piece of I don't know, recording gear, mic or pre, or what do you speak? I don't know. No. Do you geek out on that shit too?
Only a little. I mean,
it's fun.
It's just nice to have nice stuff that works.
Yeah.
There's definitely things that are better than others, I think. Over at Velwood Studios, we've got a Manley reference microphone.
Those are cool.
And to me, it's the best sounding microphone I've ever heard. It sounds like what it sounds like
here in the room. Yeah. They're great. I think I used one once or twice, a long time ago.
It's top quality, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, pristine. So
those are expensive, man. Those are nice mics. Do you have ribbon mics and shit?
We've got a couple ribbons. Yeah.
What kind of ribbon do you have?
We got some fat heads.
I don't know those.
Who makes Cascade fat heads?
Are they circular?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a Coles?
Not quite. Coles are nice. Love to
but
have some
the
of those.
same sort of shape as a Cole. Coles are weird shaped.
Coles have their own little thing to them.
But they're almost circular. They're like a weird.
Yeah, they're like a rounded triangle or something.
Those are cool. I like ribbon mics.
Love to get some of those.
Have always been my favorite type of microphone. As far as
they seem to have the most character. As far as
I like them on everything.
Yeah.
I think they're good on, of course, electric guitar, but I like them. The one I have one. It's like a cheap, like Sterling or something, but it works fine. Like I mean, in a mix, you can't fucking tell. Like if it was that, I mean, maybe you could, but probably not. And in like a rock setting, I mean, for the amount of money it costs, it's like whatever. It's close enough. Like yeah, would I like to have a Royer?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, but they cost $1,200,
Right?
And they do like one thing good.
Yeah.
That's not true. They do. A lot of stuff. They did make. I know Royer made a cheaper version, like in recent years, where it's. I guess it may. It doesn't have maybe all the same functionality. I'm not sure what they did to it to make it cheaper, but they did something. Maybe change the capsule or something, or not the capsule, the ribbon. But I always thought the idea of a ribbon mic was interesting. That there's a ribbon in there, and that it's flapping around.
Yeah.
And then that's capturing the noise.
Yeah.
I had one of the like the Pill, like the RCA, the TV show that my dad did.
Yeah.
The guy who ran that station, that local station, he had tons of old vintage shit from radio and everything, and he had that RCA mic, like
those things,
an R whatever something 44.
they can go for a lot of money.
What's the company that remakes AEA makes them?
I think so. Yeah.
It's like the one you've seen.
There's I think is R88 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. It might be a. You're not talking about the stereo one that they have.
The 44 is that's the one that has like the weird, like sort of like almost triangle head, and then there's the Pill. I don't know the number, but I had that Pill one. My dad gave it to me. And
those things are so cool. I mean,
when I moved back to the States from Japan, like whatever fucking 12 years ago, like I had that mic, and I used to record dialogue with it, because I would record like English dialogue for curriculum for English schools. And I would just like sit and I would record it and send them the files, and they do whatever they want to with it. So I used it a lot. Like I really did get a lot of use out of it. But like moving back here, I was like, I need money. Like I had to, plane tickets, freaking lot of money to move, your family across the ocean. So yeah, I mean, literally everything I have to like. The only thing I that's always been with me from the beginning was like my very first guitar. I have that, and I could let anything else go, but I don't think I could let. I love recording, and I love all this stuff's fun, but like, that's the first thing that really got me into music was like performing. But yeah, man, I was thinking earlier, I have a lot of like respect, and like I respect people that have never, I don't know, I guess I didn't have enough courage when I was younger to really try to make a life out of entertainment or being an artist. Like I just didn't have, I don't think I had enough courage at the time.
I mean, it comes down to like, are you willing to skimp on some things?
Exactly.
I mean, because you're not going to be making a lot of money necessarily.
No, not at all.
You can, but
I do like.
It's hard.
The one thing that I do find interesting now is that when I tell people, I mean, I work here. I have a normal 9 to 5 job, just like everybody else. But this company I work at it's a company of creative people doing creative things. So it's different. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like it. It doesn't always feel like work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just when I tell people, I'm a comedian. I play music. Like, I don't know. People there's like a weird respect that comes with like being an artist and just being that, and just, this is what I am now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
People have respect for you. And like, and I think that's one reason, like, I really knew it was like the right thing for me to do, to quit you know, to change careers or whatever. Because like I was like, my kids aren't gonna fucking remember if I was in, you know, if I worked in this mundane shit job, you know, just so they could like have a little extra shit. They're not gonna remember that, you know, when they're old. So I don't know. It kind of felt like I was it was a disservice to them as like a parent. Like I'm not being a good example because I didn't want them to grow up and be like, oh, I fucking hate everything. I hate what I'm doing. I hate my life. Mm-hmm. And it didn't have anything to do with them. It's all my choices. I had everyone in my family, my ex-wife even, you know, she always encouraged me to do anything creative. I just never I could never do it completely. So for you to know, like, even when you were young, okay, this is what I'm going to fucking do. Like, I don't know. I have a huge respect for it because it took me so long to like figure it out and like work up enough courage to just do it. Mm-hmm. That, you know, when I meet people who've been doing it, who've been grinding and doing it for fucking a decade, you know, not just as a hobby or just casually on the weekend, but fucking really, you know, doing it. It's pretty cool, man. I think it's fucking awesome. So
appreciate that. I feel fortunate to where I did realize I love this, you know, at a young enough age. There's a lot of things like I felt like I was starting over at certain times, because if you want to make it in like the music business, you're like a brand, right? Yeah. And a band is like its own brand. And so if back in the day when I was playing with bands, we like changed our name, and it's like we kind of have to start over a little bit in a sense, you know. So it's just one of those things, though. You keep grinding. Yeah. If you love it, you just keep doing it. And
do you have any other project or bands you play with, or is it just your solo stuff?
Basically, I'll do some session work and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm doing.
Do you need a session fucking drummer?
Let me know. I
love
playing on
this is poor,
a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
We got a band at the studio at Valwood.
Valwood Studios.
Laser Tag.
Laser Tag?
Laser Tag.
Like laser tag?
Yes.
But you say it like...
It's got the umlauts or whatever they're called over the A's.
Laser Tag.
So I've been doing drums on their stuff.
I don't know if I know anybody in that band. That sounds cool.
Joe and Lou Ray. You might know around, but anyways...
I may have seen a face. I don't know.
Yeah, so they're going to be putting that out. I think it's an full album. It's at least an EP. We're looking maybe next month, maybe March.
So you've been doing all the drum tracks.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Drums for them.
Yeah, man. I really miss playing a lot. Like I play guitar. I try to play every day, but it's like. I play just by myself, so I really miss like all the stuff we used to do at Fat Man. Even though I wasn't part of like the birth of that place, I just sort of like never left after I showed up one time. But
it's a good way to
yeah. I was like,
get into something that you want to get into.
Back.
Like just you have to be there.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I miss playing with people and like shit. I don't know. If you ever want to jam, dude, let me know.
On.
We can fucking
freaking
fucking shit riff. I can do shit riff, and then I can do like emo shit riff.
Oh.
I got two riffs.
Yeah.
Shit riff, emo shit riff, and then country shit riff. I'm joking. I can't play country. I'm not that good. You got to be good to play country guitar. Those guys are good.
I mean, if you want to. Yeah.
Like fucking what really dude Dylan from
Walrus.
Fuck that guy's.
Walrus is recording an album with us.
Hell yeah, they're good.
They're gonna be starting tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
that's sick.
Excited to put that out. I'm not like playing drums for them.
But they're doing it at the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple times. They opened for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I think that's the last time I've seen them. But yeah, Dylan fucking rips. Dude.
Yeah,
He's such a
and he's got his band, Bottom Dollars Band, I think.
They play all over.
Yeah.
I know every time I don't see him much anymore, but he used to always talk about he'd be down in Nashville doing shows and stuff. So, but yeah, man. So we're gonna wrap it up here.
All right.
But because I think I have to go feed my kids. Maybe, I don't know. Make sure they
can't feed themselves.
Make sure they're not fucking getting pregnant or something. God. But can you tell anyone listening? Thanks for listening, everyone.
Appreciate it.
Where to find you on social and web,
Yeah.
anything you want to promote.
Okay. I got my website, www.drewcharronmusic.com.
And Sharon is CHARRON and one N.
Yes.
2 R's. Okay.
Yep. DrewCharronMusic.com. My Instagram is @DrewCharronMusic. My TikTok is @DrewCharronMusic. I guess I'm doing that now.
Do you upload videos of you playing and stuff?
Just different stuff.
Yeah.
Different things.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I had TikTok and I quit. But anyway, keep going.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to. It's a thing, but
Yeah.
so website, Instagram, TikTok. I'm on YouTube. It's all. I mean, Drew Charron.
Okay.
Just look. Yeah.
Drew Charron Music anywhere.
Yeah.
And then also just on streaming is just Drew Charron.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And the new album is called
Archives. Yep.
It's fucking good. I've heard some of it live.
Appreciate it. Yep. I'll be
And
playing.
I listened to it, and I listened to it before Christmas. I remember, because I was like, I can't go to the show. I'm gonna listen to this whole thing. And
I appreciate it, man.
yeah,
Seriously.
it's good.
Thank
it
you.
really is. I think like you have a lot of attention to detail, and I appreciate that. Like just as the like I don't know. You're not. It's not sloppy. It's cool.
Thank
It's
you.
like I said, I couldn't like guess what was gonna happen. Not that I'm at a show. If you see me at a show, I'm not fucking trying to guess what happens.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just like, okay, we're gonna go back in or something. But it would just flow, and I really liked it.
Thanks,
I know I
man.
said that already, but
Appreciate it. I mean, I could give a lot of shout outs to people that helped with
Do
the
it.
whole album.
Do it.
Obviously JT.
JT Butcher.
Yep. There was like 23 guest musicians. Yep.
Hell yeah.
So it
Did
came
you like
together.
them all? Be honest.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, you had to have hated at least one of them.
I hated all of them.
I hated.
They were terrible.
They were pawns. That's awesome. Are you writing new stuff?
I have a third album that's just in the beginning stages.
Nice.
So I'm thinking it might take like 3 years,
To do the next one?
probably.
How
Something
long
like
did
that.
this one take?
This one took 2 years, and my first one took 3 years. So 3, 2, it might go back to 3. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you just kind of just do it and see what happens. You can't.
Did
You
you-
can't. I don't got a record label. I'm not,
Yeah.
forced to do it soon, and
Yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah, and too, like you want it to be organic, I mean, it's one thing to like set a goal for yourself, but then like to like force it just to, it's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
yeah. So I get that.
Yeah,
totally.
creators. Sometimes things are flowing. Sometimes they're not. When they're not,
Yeah.
you can't really force it. And when they are, you just go with it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing the next one. Hopefully you'll do it in 2 years. Not 3, dude. I'm joking. No pressure.
Yeah.
But I need it in 2, dude. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime you ever want to like come on again, let me know. And
badass.
Drew Charron. I won't fuck your name up
You're good.
anymore, I promise. So thanks for helping me hold this light up.
Yeah.
I'll attach it better next time. So. All right, cool, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Hell yeah. What are you doing tonight? Anything else?
I don't have anything on.
Oh shit,
Too bad.
my boss just texted me.
I might hang out with my lady friend or something.
Oh, you got your lady friend? I'm trying to not get entangled with one, but I feel I'm going to sooner or later. Hey, I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay.
Wait, let me retake that. I'm gonna take that tonight with my text. Oh yeah, I gotta get a what's it called? Can we? Or we'll lean in for a.
Yeah.
Lean in for a. Okay, we gotta do the what's it called?
Oh shit.
What's it called? The thumbnail.
Yeah.
Let me take a picture of this. I want to post more. He wants like to have more internet presence with like the company and stuff.
Dude, I totally understand. I'm trying to do all that shit too. So, if you could like.
Yeah, I'll tag you.
Yeah.
And then
like even send me these kind of like the background things, photos that way.
yeah,
I can post it and be like, you know, did this podcast, and then I'll